All right, folks, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a little bit of a different video than what I would normally make on my car channel. I'm going to post this on my main channel actually because there's no point in separating the content. But basically, I wanted to make a video reviewing my 2 years of ownership of this 2017 Jeep Patriot Latitude. And I thought it'd be useful for you guys since I've owned this car for about the longest of any of the cars that I've had, and give you guys kind of an honest take on how it's been owning this car, as well as a few things to know if you do purchase a 2017 Jeep Patriot Latitude. This is the 2.4 liter inline four. It's maybe 100 some horsepower, pretty slow. Again, this is a regular car. This is not one of the fast Cobras that I've had. It's 1936 M3, it's an automatic transmission. But this car has gone with me everywhere. So I had this right before when I went to Bullock at Fort Leonard Wood. This was back in 2020, I think, when I bought it. And I've had it for over 2 years now. I think I've put about 25,000 miles on it. And let me tell you guys that this is the most reliable car that I've owned somehow. You know, when I first bought it, as you might expect, I was like, okay, I'm gonna beat on this car pretty hard because it's a piece of shit Chrysler, and what do I care, right? I mean, this is something that I need to get me from point A to point B, and it's certainly done that quite well. It's gotten me from Virginia to California. I've driven all the way up to Seattle. This car's been to Madison, Wisconsin, and now here in Austin, Texas. And really since then, since when I first bought it, only things I've done are basic oil changes at the regular cadence for regular, I think synthetic blend is what I use in this, just because it's not a supercar or anything like that. It takes 87 octane. I've done, basic things like tires, but that's really it. This has been the least expensive car for me to own and maintain, which is pretty awesome because in the last 2 years, what I've been trying to do is not buy a money pit, that being a sports car or something that needs a lot of work, something that I made the mistake of in the past. And I've been trying to save up for a more fun car, as well as taking the opportunity to drive something that isn't going to attract as much police presence and get me as many tickets as it did previously in some of the other fun cars that I had in the past. A couple key things to note about this car. First one is that it is very low tech. I always like to say that this car is behind its times, meaning that there isn't even Bluetooth. The radio has AM, FM, and that's pretty much it. You can put in a single disc, but the way I actually do is with the Bluetooth MP3 transmitter. So it uses the FM radio to actually play my radio. Not my radio, rather my music from my phone. So the Bluetooth connects automatically when I get in the car. But I prefer that. I want something that's a little more low tech because that means there's less things to break. In my experience with the BMWs that I've had, a little bit more modern, the N54s, especially the 5 Series I had, piece of garbage. So many things that can break and will break over time, especially if you don't take care of your car. But simply, this car has fewer things that are amenities, which I think is a good thing, and part of the reason that I like it so much. Again, the car, turn it on. It's got power windows, power locks. What else can you ask for, right? Second thing is that having driven this car so many times across the country, I've noticed that having as small of a tank that this does is a little bit detrimental to being able to get to your destination faster because you have to take more gas stops. So this thing's got about a 13-gallon tank compared to, let's say, a Jeep Wrangler. I think that's got almost a 20-gallon tank, maybe 15 to 16-gallon tank, but regardless, this thing gets about maybe 25 miles to the gallon, like I mentioned, which is pretty good, but your fuel range is effectively about 300 to 350 miles, which, especially if you drive across the country, means you have to stop relatively frequently. So that is something to be aware of if this is a car that you're considering, especially if it's the one that you're buying from me. Now, everything else about the car, I can't really find too much else that I don't like. You know, people complain that, you know, there's not much space inside, which is not true. There's plenty of space. I've fit tons of IKEA furniture in this car. Have parked at the airport multiple times for extended periods of time, not having to worry about getting my windows smashed because it's a brand new Mercedes or something like that. Overall, just a low stakes, great car to get you from point A to point B. This is the 2-wheel drive because frankly, I don't go off-road, and if you're not going off-road, you don't need 4x4. So I knew that buying this car, I wouldn't need to be having that capability to put it in 4x4 or, you know, low 2 or whatever it might be, because I'm doing mostly highway driving, and the 2-wheel drive actually saves me quite a bit on gas because it's not an all-wheel drive constantly, which is also a plus. So overall, I would say this has been a great car. I mean, it's treated me well because I've treated it well by giving it constant car washes, wiping the bird shit off the car, you know, doing constant oil changes at the regular interval, and making sure that I give it plenty of time to, you know, let the RPMs settle when I start the car and that type of thing. So overall, you know, I think this has been one of the best cars that I've owned. The reason I'm making this video is because I'm actually thinking about finally selling it, which might be a mistake. I'm gonna look at this video a couple of years from now and be like, wow, why did I sell that? But life is too short to drive a boring car. And right now, I am driving a boring car. So I've been thinking about getting myself back into a Terminator Cobra, not back into one, but getting a Terminator Cobra or even an SN95 Cobra or something of the sort, just because, you know, why not? I've had this car for quite a while, and compared to the length of ownership of some of the other cars I've had, it's been quite a long time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and it's a little bit useful for you guys that may be thinking about getting a Jeep Patriot or understanding a few things about the car and you know, whether or not it's the right car for you. But all in all, it's been a great experience, and I would recommend this car to anyone that wants something solid, reliable, pretty good on gas, get you from point A to point B, no problems in between. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.